He generously gave the homeless man $10, but the guy wasn't satisfied. He set his sights on all the cash in Carl's hand.
You got a whole lot there. Can I have it all?
Even though he didn't want to, Carl forced a smile and said yes. The homeless man was stunned. He'd never met someone this nice before. Before Carl could change his mind, the man vanished into the bushes. The reason Carl was so generous goes back to a few days earlier. He had attended a seminar called the Yes Conference. The professor on stage claimed, if you never say no to anything in life, good fortune will start following you. But Carl in the audience clearly didn't buy it. Suddenly the professor jumped off the stage, ran straight toward Carl. Before Carl could speak, the professor nailed his entire personality. Introverted, timid, and totally unmotivated. Just like he said, Carl's life was a mess. Middle-aged with nothing to show for it, divorced, worked at a bank for 5 years, still just a low-level employee, all because he was a classic no man. To avoid socializing, he rejected every customer who came in. His social anxiety was so bad, he shut himself off from the world and got used to saying
No.
But the more he avoided life, the more bad luck followed. The promotion he dreamed of for years ended up going to someone else. Then one day, Carl ran into his old friend Nick. Nick used to be just as stuck as Carl, but now he looked like a whole new man, living the exciting life Carl always wanted. And all of it started with a Yes seminar. Nick saw the emptiness in Carl's eyes and strongly urged him to check it out.
Wow. Okay. You don't want to work here, Carl.
Yeah, I do.
When Carl resisted, Nick picked up a rock and chucked it at the bank's front door. That rock shattered more than just glass. It cracked something open inside Carl, so he decided to give the seminar a shot. But he didn't expect that the professor would just stand there and say one word. As a new member, Carl didn't quite buy it at first, but then the professor came right up to him, told him if he said yes to everything, good things would come, but if he said no, bad luck would strike back. After the seminar, as they were heading home, a homeless man asked Carl for a ride. Carl almost said no, but with Nick egging him on, he reluctantly said yes. So the dirty homeless man climbed into his car, but he didn't stop there. He asked to borrow Carl's phone, and from that moment on, Carl started to change. The guy's joy was contagious. By the time they reached the middle of nowhere, Carl's phone battery was dead. Right after getting out of the car, the man asked for some spare change. Carl figured why not, and said yes again. The guy just kept pushing it. On his way back, Carl's car ran out of gas. With his phone dead, he had to walk down the mountain with a gas can. That's when he met the woman who would change his life. She was just like Carl, always doing quirky, weird things.
That's a good look.
Oh. Hi. Did you just take my picture?
Maybe.
After hearing his story, she was touched by how sincere he was. Before he could even ask, she offered to give him a ride, but she was a bit wild, taking selfies while speeding, and after dropping Carl off, she kissed him. Unfortunately, Carl forgot to get her number. Still, this whole encounter made him wonder, could saying yes really change his miserable life? With that hopeful thought, he started saying yes to everything, no matter what people asked. A client wanted a loan to open a cake shop. Carl didn't even check if they could repay. And it worked. The professor was right. Carl's luck really started to turn around. He gifted the cake to his boss, who was impressed by Carl's energy and flexibility, and promised to give him the job once he got promoted. The next day, just as Carl was heading out, his neighbor asked for help fixing furniture. He said yes, not knowing the old lady had a crush on him. As thanks, she leaned in to kiss him.